2010 for the FIFA World Cup. And a much underused stadium, one has to say, that certainly the South Africans have come out in their droves. So it's New Zealand up against Canada, and this game could be a lot tougher than perhaps at face value, bearing in mind New Zealand have struggled somewhat. Carlton Arna alongside me with injuries.
Oh, most definitely after their first game. Declan O'Donnell looks like he's gone for the year. Joe Webber's gone for this tournament. And one guy, Augustine Pulu, is serving his second game of a suspension. So they'll go into this match with only 9 players, Gavin. But these are the games you really do earn your stripes.
Well, you can see there a domination from New Zealand in respect of overall in the series over the years. But have a look at that, really. They are short-staffed, and that means players have got to step up. And also your experienced players like the Sam Dixons, the DJ Forbeses of the world, have really got to carry a very heavy load. The Canadian side must not be underrated. They have some very, very good players in that team, and enough experience too, enough pace and enough all-round ability to make a real nuisance. This could be a cracker of a game.
Oh, I'm picking it, Gavin. I think this is going to be very, very close. Johnny Moonlight, the captain, he's so strong. Also, Mike Fuiai-Lefau, he adds a bit of starts as well. So they'll try and test the New Zealand team physically. DJ Forbes needs to be at his best. Sam Dixon, as you said, needs to be at his best to combat that. And also on the wing, Justin Douglas for Canada in Jersey 8. We can see him. He can fly.
Yep, so they've got the pace too. But of course, you know, one of the important things with sevens is how you manage your replacement bench. If you haven't got much of a replacement bench, how much tougher isn't it for Sir Gordon Ditchens in particular of New Zealand? So Ben Kraus from South Africa will be doing his 48th match in the Sevens World Series.
New Zealand, ready?
And it's got a little cooler this afternoon. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing, which I'm sure will be welcomed certainly by spectators and players alike. Canada lost 24-10 against Samoa a little earlier today, so it wasn't a great start for them. DJ Forbes looking to get back for it. The bounce didn't favour him, and here's a Canadian opportunity. Space for them. Full Mac now. Moonlight is normally the finisher. He's a big, strong fellow, but things went a little awry for them. Some good work as well from Dixon. And looking for the inside out there work of the Canadians, having to move a little bit laterally. Mike Fuiai with the possession right now. Out from Nathan Iriyama. Mac. A little bit of a step there from Sean Duke. Here's Moonlight again. He's a nuisance player, is John Moonlight, because he's out there using the width of the field, and he's a big fellow, and he's not slow either. And, well, it's the Canadians then. Nathan Iriyama also not too slow. Pressure on the New Zealand defence. And first blood to the men from Canada.
Like you said, Gavin, it's the experience of this Canadian team coming to the fore. Nathan Hirayama getting the rewards, but also work done on the far side of the field. The captain, Johnny Moonlight, as you said, he's such a big player. So he draws in 3 defenders, all honey-potting around the ball. There's got to be a mismatch somewhere. Just a little stutter for Nathan Hirayama, and he puts it under the horns for Canada.
I like that one, the horns. There we go. They've been called all sorts of things in all sorts of languages. And we keep being told they're the posts. Well, today they're the horns. Nothing wrong with that. Nathan Hirayama with the first try. His dad played 7s and 15s rugby for Canada, so he does come from a rugby family. Oh, little knock on there. Also not helping the cause of New Zealand. They really want to get their hands on some ball, don't they?
Yeah, well, 2 kickoffs and 2 times I've lost it. See here, Dylan Collier probably over chases and tries to go back on the lift. A good competition in the air there by Mike Fuiai-Lefau just to get it back though.
Well, 2 men making their debuts in this tournament, Teddy Stanaway and Max Pearson. So a lot of inexperience in this New Zealand side.
Playing the man without the ball.
Well, a quick take there from Nathan Iriyama. This is Phil Mack, a man who often plays gets chosen for the dream teams in the past. Perhaps a little bit over it now. He's 30 years of age. Quickly out from Sean Duke. This is a Canadian team playing with a lot of intent. A lot of intent. And They've found good support most of the time. Here comes fullback. A desperate tackle, a very good one, but not enough to stop the man. Sam Dixon's tackle, but the Canadians' second try.
Well, they're getting the ball to the wings early, and that's the secret. They're spreading the defence in New Zealand. Mike Fui Ailafau, who got it all started with a competition at kickoff for a big man, very slight on his feet, aware of where his support players are. Max Pearson comes across, gets him just, but they overchased to New Zealand, and then this guy, Philly Mack, back in the team after a little bit of a hiatus, gets the Canadian second try, and wow, New Zealand under pressure.
Plus a good conversion from Nathan Uriyama. So the Canadians up to 14 points. But that's the little finish there from Phil Mack. There's a lot of good skillful players in this Canadian side too, but one can't help feeling, Carl, that New Zealand have just had no ball.
2 kickoffs and they've lost both of them. Can they get this one?
Up for it on that occasion was Dylan Collier. And, just a little bit messy, but here's New Zealand's opportunity now to get their hands on possession. Maybe a little bit of continuity of phases to get themselves into the game.
Well, they just look hesitant for mine at the moment, this New Zealand team. You see their confusion. There's still 4 players in and around the ball. It's got to be a bit more decisive. Someone has to be a voice. I know there's a lot of young players here, but someone's got to step up and take charge.
Modine Waka quickly out there to Dylan Collier. This is better. New Zealand going forward this time and with ball in hand, not having to defend. Collier keeping a few players as honest as possible there. Here's Teddy Stanaway. It just does look a little bit stop-start, Carl. I agree with you. Just haven't got that real rhythm going yet. Well, here's the chance. And it started by the playmaker. The pop pass, Dixon couldn't take it, but the finish comes from Collier.
Well, outstanding footwork there for Bodine Waka. I asked he was going to step up, and it comes in the form of number 8 for New Zealand, Dylan Collier. Reward for some support play, but Bodine Waka slowing it down. Look at him, jump step in the air. Brushes off a pretty weak defender on the inside. He does well to come back and get at him. Does Justin Douglas, but support play to the fore.
Important conversion attempt from Waka is unfortunately gone missing, but the Taranaki man did really well with his pickup and his run downfield.
Yeah, Dylan Collier just going through 2 defenders. Mike Fuiala, foul goes low, can't do anything about that. But now can New Zealand get their hands from the kickoff? Try and get repeat possession here. They were desperate for that try there, Gavin, for sure.
Well, this will be a true test and a true question against the character of a team. DJ Forbes is captain, all his experience too. Can New Zealand make something of this? Can they step up? Can they get some more points on the board? Can they beat Canada in this game? At the moment, the Canadians really are playing the guitar, and New Zealand are having to dance a little bit. Niriyama into the half gap. Forbes has got his hand on the ball, but it slipped out of his hands. How often do you see that happening? Once again, Canada have got men out wide, and they've got that danger man, John Moonlight. Here he comes now. The missed tackle. Oh dear. It was Bodine Waka who missed the tackle. Moonlight's got the try. And things not looking good for New Zealand.
Well, that's what he's so good at, patrolling this right side of the field, Gavin. Johnny Moonlight, he's so strong. Not the quickest in the world. Phil Mack takes it forward, draws in Teddy Stanaway, 2 defenders. Teddy Stanaway needs to stand out on his man there. He was covered, but you're right, he goes way too high. Bodine Waka, and the big man with the big chest gets over for Canada's 3rd.
Nathan Hiriyama to stretch this lead to 16 points. But, that's gone wide, and it will be half-time. I'll tell you what, if you go back a few years, you would have been very surprised to see a half-time result like this, but certainly what is happening in Sevens rugby is the gap's closing, and some of the teams that were comfortably beaten in the past are now showing that they have the ability to stand up against top opposition. But for New Zealand, this is a really tough time with all the injuries that they've had. So we're going to go down to the huddle. Let's hear what they've got to say, with Canada leading New Zealand 19-5.
Spaced. We're not going forward on D, we're going across on D. Come on, let's get it up. 2 subs right now. Antonio, Teddy, going on now, please. Yeah, you're going on. You guys will come back on, so get ready for it. We want the ball straight away. We need it now. From the guys a little rush, push up. Get it up. We're going across and we're going back on D. We can get these guys. Let's get up now. Hey, defense, we knocked them down here. We're not going up here. Come on. Let's go, brothers. Hey, work it. Brothers on 3. 1, 2, 3, brothers.
Well, your former coach had a bit to say there at halftime, and talking very much about not playing too laterally.
Yeah, they're going too far across. They're too wide. The spacing's too wide on defence here, and they're just being too passive. You got to go forward. You got to chop them into the legs and then compete for the ball. New Zealand are going too high, letting them either get the ball away or they're missing too many tackles. But at the end of the day, Gavin, you've got to have the ball, and they haven't had enough possession, New Zealand. To be fair, though, Canada have made every chance they've had a winner, so they deserve their lead.
And what about the management of the bench too? Now with the new substitution rule, where you can bring 5, you can have 5 substitutions. Maybe allows Sir Gordon Titchens to maybe just try and revolve that squad a little bit. It remains to be seen. He has a chance for New Zealand to start off well in the second half. Isaac Tatamaki is on the field. This is Bodine Waka. DJ Forbes, we haven't seen enough of him in this tournament yet. So all these changes being made here to bring the fresh legs on, give everybody an opportunity. Looks like Waka's just taken a whack in the face as well. And yeah, is a chance now for New Zealand, but Tatamaki was unable to hold on to it. Counter-attack time, yeah, for the Canadians.
Very lucky there, New Zealand. Canada had numbers on the outside. Little double knock on. Sammy Dixon there, again making some good tackles, and just hits the referee, unfortunately, for the Canadians. A mistake by New Zealand, though, Gavin. There was a man in space, Isaac Tatamaki, and look at that. Too many errors made from New Zealand, 4-1. You can't do that.
Fine. Set. Now one work.
Interesting too that Canada lost their first up match by 24 points to 10 against Samoa, who are another team that are quietly going about their business. And perhaps you need to be a little bit more highly rated than some people actually place them. There's a lot of ability in that team.
Early loose head.
Quick take by Phil Mack. Hiriyama. There's few opportunities for Justin Douglas in this game. Most of the ball has moved in the direction of John Moonlight, and by design, if you want to call it that. Use him as the finishing man. This is Admir Sejanovic, and Sean Duke taken to ground. A real physical contest at the breakdown, but New Zealand, well, it looked like they were going to win it.
On the ground and playing it.
You're playing the ball on the ground. I think DJ Ford's been pinged there. Yeah, you've got to be up on your feet to play that ball whatsoever. The Canadians aren't the ones having to push the game. They're in control. They've got possession, so wouldn't be surprised they actually go to the sideline.
Speed up.
Eke out the clock. Or do they try and have a set move to put the nail on the coffin of New Zealand?
And twice as many tackles New Zealand have made to those of Canada. Hiriyama, the run around from Phil Mack. Big charge coming from Fulafia.
New Zealand can't muck around here, Gavin. The 2 converted tries down. They really do need to get on their bike and get some enthusiasm. That's what the coach asked for. Speed up play.
Well, can Ambrose Curtis perhaps be that man? He's certainly got a little bit of pace. Somebody's got to make the difference. Can it be the playmaker Waka? Sam Dixon there with the Well, the pass out it goes now. Chance here for New Zealand. And Kitty caught, but he's done really well. Kept the possession. That's surely got to be a penalty. Oh, it's a penalty advantage right now. Collier, out it comes then from Turtis. DJ Forbes, strong on his legs, strong enough to get over. Yep, New Zealand, I think have got it.
Very hard try. It's not fluid at all, but it's effective. Captain on captain having a bit of a word there. There's a bit of feeling. DJ Forbes, ball in two hands, goes through one. Johnny Moonlight tries to hold him up. DJ Forbes gets it over. Exactly what New Zealand need. They're back in this one.
Vital conversion this too, which they've made 100% sure of. So they're one score away right now as the Canadians bring on Nanyak Dala.
Had nice shape here to New Zealand, very speedy, had a man outside him. Johnny Moonlight had to drift and he just powers through DJ Forbes, but now it comes down to the all-important kickoff for New Zealand.
So time marches on, not much time then for a difference to be made. Up for it goes Dixon. Might just have won it, no, it's popped out on the Canadian side. Yes, Phil Mack. What's going through the Canadians' minds? They're aware of the fact they're one score out now.
Oh, that's a 50-50 boy for Nanyak Dala. He knows too. He needed to hold that. He didn't need to give it to Hirayama. They were in control. They got a turnover. They come back to blind. They stack the numbers. Good chop tackle from Sammy Dixon. You got to hold that. Look, he had two support players there. Didn't need it.
Just move over, please. Crouch.
So Walker and Phil Mack at the base of that scrum. Oh, it's gone the way of Canada, which is exactly what New Zealand didn't want. Yes, Sean Duke. Will Justin Douglas get an opportunity of a good run? He's quick, this fella. There's a lot of possession coming their way and they're controlling it pretty well. Yes, Nanyak Dala. He's also no slouch when it comes to the speedster stakes. Looks to try and step that in whack of it. Here's another chance for John Moonlight. Well, that might seal it for Canada.
Yeah, just too much possession.
Do you think it's worth a penalty, that one?
From this Canadian team. They played smart. They played to their big man, Foyai foul. Johnny Moonlight gets a double. Too much experience for mine, Gavin, this Canadian side. And they pounced on an inexperienced team, but you can't deny them. They deserve this one. Nanyak Dala, he comes on, he's a flanker in a 15-a-side game. Made a mistake before, but this time he takes the deck, makes the right option. Look at the numbers stacked to the left-hand side. Nanyak Dala, ball in two hands. Sets it up nicely, and that offloads the one that creates the overlap. A nice pass by Mac. Johnny Moonlight high stepping it to the line.
Well, it's almost exactly what Sir Gordon Titchens was saying at half-time, and there's a lot of space that's been created there. You saw DJ Forbes with oodles of space either side of him, trying to protect it against a man a lot quicker than him. So it wasn't that easy.
Time back on, let's go.
More changes being made then by Sir Gordon Titchens. I'll tell you what, spare a thought for Liam Middleton as well, the coach of the Canadian side, who previously was the Zimbabwean coach. And he'll be really pleased with these efforts because, as you said, Carl, they deserve the credit that's given to them in this match.
Well, this will be the second time they've beaten New Zealand ever, the highest score they've ever clocked up against New Zealand. And hasn't this throw and the cat amongst the pigeons in this pool. Game on now.
Well, at 24 to 10, rather 24 to 12, it's the game over because in the background we've heard the hooter. Now Phil Mack with a put in.
I just need calm heads now. Isaac Tatamaki and Phil Mack, the more experienced players, saying, move over, mate.
Move over, youngster. Leave the 30-year-old to it. Well, the 30-year-old is on the back foot, but they've done what they needed to do. And Hirayama has kicked it into touch. And it's a great victory for the Canadians. An historic one, their biggest score ever against New Zealand. And one has to say the New Zealand side, who are terribly hit by injuries, not just in the games, weeks leading up to this tournament, but in this tournament itself, having really lost Declan O'Donnell and Joe Webber, two of their better players. Half-time then, rather full-time, New Zealand 12, Canada 24.